Hello, my name is Clementine Munkthor and I'm from Norway. And I have a question about your act Climaxes. Because on Monday I happened to see The Seagull by Chekhov, and you also mentioned Stanislavski earlier. And I noticed that all the main act climaxes are in fact not played on stage. They're all taken out. And I was just wondering if you could put into words or analyze what this does to a story and how you consider it.
Often, in the theater especially, act climaxes will be played off stage, and what's played on stage is the character's reactions to the act climax. Every event in life has two aspects to it. The event occurs and people react to the event, okay? And so it's action, reaction. Every climax, every little moment of life, in fact, every little moment of dialogue is an action, reaction. And then you get to major reversals in characters' lives, what we call act climaxes, when life takes a huge change for these people, and of course they react. And every writer, at every point actually, has a choice of which to emphasize. Do you emphasize the action, or do you emphasize the reaction? Now, the more complex, often, the more literary the work, the writer understands that actions tend to be generic. So, for example, in The Seagull, a man seduces a woman and then leaves her, okay? A man leaves a woman leaves a man. Lovers leave each other. Lovers leave each other every day. Everywhere in the world, but who knows, by the hundreds of thousands, the millions perhaps. That happens every day. It is an action that is so generic, all right, that to put it on stage, the breakup scene itself may not be very interesting. What is interesting, certainly to a great writer like Chekhov, is how the characters react to the fact that their life has taken this terrible negative turn. They've lost the person they've loved. They have sacrificed so much for this love, and now it's all in vain. And the reaction then becomes the focus for the writer, and they take enormous time and care with that and delineate that reaction in as complex and brilliant a way as possible, and the characters are revealed in such richness and subtlety by the way in which they react. And so this is a choice that every writer has at every moment, it seems to me, in anything you write, stage, page, or screen. Which do I emphasize, the action or the reaction? In action films, for example, the reactions are generic. Something terrifying happens and people are terrified, okay? That reaction is not terribly interesting. So you better make certain in an action film that the action, the explosions, the attack, the whatever it is, that the monster that causes the terror is really wonderful. And so in that case, you put more emphasis on the action, less on the reaction. And so from writer to writer, this choice is always there in front of you, which to emphasize, action or reaction. Chekhov tends to emphasize reactions.